Hello, artists! Today we're going to be working on a painting where we're going to be playing with color and with repetition. So the first thing I'm going to have you do is take your paint and paint a big dot in the middle of your paper. And then you're going to fill it in with other colors or the same color. You're just going to fill that whole dot in with some paint. It can be whatever color you would like. In my example, I'm using blue and yellow to make a pattern, but you don't have to use those colors if you don't want to. After you paint in your big middle dot, you're going to take other colors and you're going to make some other dots. I'm going to try some dots that are round and also some dots that are kind of lopsided because our dots can be kind of whatever shape you want. Some of my dots are going to have patterns in them or they're going to have designs in them. Some of them can be solid. That's really up to you. Our goal with this project is to experiment with two things. One, we're going to experiment with color, and two, we're going to experiment with repetition. Now, repetition is just a fancy way of saying when we repeat things. So in my example, I'm repeating the colors. I'm using the same colors more than once in different parts of my paper. And I'm also repeating some of the designs or patterns. So I have some spirals on one of my dots, and I will repeat those later. A lot of my ovals or circular shapes are repeated. So I'm just thinking about repeating colors and repeating designs or patterns. There's a lot of repetition in this picture that isn't necessarily a pattern because it doesn't repeat predictably, but it still does have some repeating colors and repeating patterns. The other thing I'd like you to think about with this is contrast. So contrast is when you use two things that are opposite each other or very different from each other. So for example, I'm painting the background of my picture with purple, and I chose purple because purple is very different from orange and yellow. And I wanted to choose a color that would help those two other colors stand out. So in this part of my picture, I chose purple because I thought purple is really going to help that yellow stand out, and it's really going to help that orange stand out. That's what I mean by contrast. In the background, I'm trying to choose colors that will help my dots stand out. So in other parts of my painting, you'll see that I use other colors like blue or yellow to help those colors stand out as well. So like my blue dot, I thought yellow would really help my blue dot stand out. So that's what I'm painting the background in that area. Now you might have noticed that we did not draw a picture when we started. We did not start with a pencil. And the reason I did that is because this is kind of an experiment. The purpose of this assignment is not for it to be perfect when we're done. The purpose of it is to really play with color and play with repetition, but it doesn't need to be perfect. So that's why we didn't use a pencil when we started. We're really trying to play with our paints today and just have fun exploring them. So you can see I painted my background with blue. That's going to help my some of those dots stand out. And now we are going to overlap. So for this part of our project, once you get most of your paper covered, you're going to start to overlap more dots or more shapes over the top of what you already have. When we're done, this is going to have a lot going on. But that's okay because that's kind of the purpose here. We're really just experimenting and playing with this. So I want you to have fun with really loading up as much design onto your paper as you can. Lots of layering and overlapping, lots of color, and lots of design. And I hope you have fun with that.